Welcome to the Focused Intention Podcast, Season 6, where we set aside 10 minutes or so every Monday and Friday to focus on gratitude and attitude. I'm your host, Sarah Parker Wolf. Thanks for joining me. Hey everyone, thanks for being here, and a special thanks for those of you who have taken a moment to follow or rate or review the podcast. It really does so much to help spread the word. And if you haven't and you have a second, I very much appreciate it if you take the time to do that. Anyway, here in Season 6, we work with gratitude on Monday's episode, and on Friday's episode, like today, we are talking about attitude or mindset. And there's no time like the present. So let's dive in. This week's focus is rest. Now, when you think of rest, what do you think of? My thoughts always go immediately to my dad, half asleep in the recliner, telling us that he was resting his eyes. I'm sure someone has told you that, or you have said that sometime in your life. Definitely that is resting, but as an adult, as I think back then, I wonder what kind of rest it really was. I found a great article that broke apart what I mean by all of that, really to a T. And the link is in the show notes. It's from the American Psychological Association, and it talks about 7 types of rest. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing today. You can dive into that yourself. But I would like to highlight a few just to kind of give you a taste of what that means and encourage you to take a look at the rest. The first one is physical rest. And I think that's always the first that comes to mind. We have to sleep. We have to take a break. We have to restore our energies. The human body cannot go without that kind of rest for very long. And if you're anything like me, someone would be able to tell immediately if I don't get enough sleep. But really, it's about more than quantity of sleep or rest. It's about quality. It is about being able to turn down that barrage of thoughts and relax our muscles and settle into some good rest. A little something that may help with that is also in the show notes on my website. There is a bedtime meditation, so try it. It may work for you. Another kind of rest is mental. I always find this fascinating. You know, I can be exhausted from a day of work on my computer. A day filled with thinking and a lot of planning and maybe some creative design work. And part of me wants to be done and crawl into bed. But if I head outside, somehow I feel energized, rested even, tending to my flowers or taking a walk, because the rest I needed wasn't physical. The rest I needed was mental. It was resting the part of my brain that worked all day and switching to a different system. And it works. So sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's mental. How about social rest? Raise your hand if you only have so much peopling in you. There is, I'll call it a legend in my family, a story that gets told a lot of something I did when I was a kid. There's really no exaggeration here. So there were a few times that I had a neighborhood friend over to play. And at some point, my mom came in to check on us and asked where my friend went. And I had sent her home. We hadn't had an argument or anything. I was just simply done peopling. And I am a pretty extroverted person, but sometimes you need a people break to rest yourself on a social level. And some of us need that time more than others. All right, one last example of what you'll find detailed in this article, and that is sensory rest. That became a big deal in our house because our youngest daughter is autistic. But really, it affects us all. Noise and chatter and extraneous stuff occupies space in our brains. And sometimes silence is indeed golden. So, this weekend and in the coming days, we take our need for rest seriously. And for today's activity, I'm going to lead you through a very short little exercise we used to do in my theater days. It's very similar to a body scan, but it's really focused on relaxation so that you are able to rest and recharge. Okay, find a comfortable spot. You can be standing if you want, but really sitting or lying down is the best way to do this. So if you need to pause now and find a good spot, go ahead and do that. You can do this with your eyes open. You can do this sort of in the car with a little maneuvering. But what we're going to do is we're going to go from our toes all the way up to the top of our head. And we're going to focus our energy and then release it. And we're going to do this fairly quickly. You can do this as quickly or as slowly as you want. If you want to take some time with it at some point, you're not going to need me. Once you get the gist of this, you're not going to need me to guide you through it. So this is just a really good exercise. We used to use this to kind of get back to our center before auditions. So again, you can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, it doesn't matter, but we're going to start with our toes. And I want you to really focus your energy there and tense your toes, just your toes, not your whole foot, just your toes, and tense them up, and then with focus, release that tension. And then we're going to move to our feet, just our feet. See if you can find those muscles where they are and tighten them and consciously release them. And we move to our ankles and we tighten those ankles and we make them as tense as we possibly can. And then we let it go. And we move to our lower leg, our shins, our calves, and we tense that up and let it go. And try for your knees. Raise those kneecaps, get them all tense, and let it go. And your upper legs, your thighs, and your quads. You squeeze and release it. And now your back end. That's right. The buttocks. Give those really tight squeeze and then release. And your lower abdomen. And release. And your fingers. Just your fingers and release. And now your whole hand, your palm, and release. Your wrists and release. Your lower arms. You find those muscles, find where they are, and release them. Your elbows. That's a weird one, right? And release. And your upper arms. Find those triceps, find those biceps, and release. And let's go to your chest now. And kind of restrict that chest. And then open it up. And we can even go back down. Do the same with your waist. Your waistband. Let that go for a minute. And now scrunch those shoulders. Get them all the way up to your ears. And drop it. And your neck. And release. And your jaw. Clench that jaw. And then release it. And scrunch up your whole face. Just as tight as you can. So tight that your mom would have told you to quit doing that because your face would stick like that. Get it all scrunched up and release. And finally, see if you can find your brain space, your scalp. This is a tough one, but it really having control and knowing how to find those muscles and release them can even help when you have a tension headache. And then we just sit for a moment. And now scrunch it all up, the whole darn thing. Every muscle you've got, get it nice and tight. And then on the exhale, let it go. All right. I hope that gets you into a place where you let some of that tension go. And now you can find a good inner place to rest. Thanks for joining me here today on the Focused Intention podcast. If you're enjoying the podcast, I encourage you to follow us on your favorite podcast app or leave us a rating or review or, just share it with a friend. If you're looking for a daily dose of focus, check out the word of the day. You can find that at Focused Intention Life on Instagram, at the Focused Intention podcast on YouTube, or you can visit focusedintentionlife.com. That is my website. You can check out my books there too. Daily Intentions for parents of kids on the autism spectrum. Daily Intentions for the classroom teacher makes a great gift for teacher appreciation. And Focused Intention, 101 reflections and intentions to get you focused on what matters. Thanks for sharing your time with me today. Now let's go out, live with intention, love like crazy, read that article, get some rest, and have a great